Hi, welcome back to a brand new video of the Target Individual Program, Target With Experience. So just got in the house and was talking to Pam, and I went to upload the videos, and I've noticed that the video that I recorded, that I was recording, um, you know, when I went to turn off the video, I noticed I looked at my phone and I saw that it didn't record, right? So they hacked into my phone. So when I got off the bus, right, as I walked to the corner, right, there was a police, what looked like I thought was a police vehicle, but it was the Crown Heights Safety Patrol vehicle, looked just like a police vehicle, had the flashing lights and everything, right? So there's a reason why they hacked into my phone so that I couldn't show you guys these things, right? And they're using their sirens. Um, so I couldn't show you guys these things because I keep showing you that now this is a vehicle I've never seen before, right? It looked like one of those Dodge Chargers, the new the new Dodge Charger. It had the antennas in the back of it and everything like that, flashing lights, right? So here in Crown Heights, I want you to understand you have the Jewish community, the European Jews, the white Jews, that they have vehicles that look like police vehicles. I've shown you guys the command centers that look like police command centers, right? So now they have new vehicles with the antennas in the back too, right? So again, what is it that they're doing, right? What is it that they're doing? Because we know as black people who live in Crown Heights that when it comes to a black person getting robbed, right? They don't respond. So they must be for their people, right? So my question has always been, where's our version of that? How come that we don't have these things, right? How come they can drive around in vehicles looking like police vehicles, right? Why is that? And then hacking into my phone, right, so that I can show you guys exactly the type of cars that they're driving that look like police vehicles with flashing lights and so forth, right? But you don't see in no community in which black people live do you see black people having vehicles like that, right? You don't see that. Why is that? And again, so there's always a reason why they do these things. And so anyway, I called Pam and was talking for a little bit, and then she's like whispering, "All right, bye." I say whispering in New York. Predator Department uses sirens. Again, like I talk about how they use her to try to engage in some type of insinuation about, oh, I did whatever. I did nothing to her. All right, so I don't know. They're not going to do that. See, what they do is that these women do not want to be held accountable for what it is that they do, so they will blame the men, right? And they will side with the white supremacists, right? Whose war is against the black man and the black child, particularly the black male child, right? And these women, when it comes to accountability, they will throw their men under the bus to avoid accountability. That is the mindset of what it is that they're doing, okay? And they're using these women. But like I said, bring it on. I'm well prepared. All right. And one of the things that they'll do too, because again, because of the New York Police Department engaging in illegal experimentation, microchipping people, right, and causing not only cognitive damage but psychological, neurological, right, physical damage, right, with the use of vibrational acoustic weapons, which they're not going to tell you about. All right, but we know that they have these things because we know that they ride around in X-ray vans, and we know that they've been doing it for years. We know that they have stingray devices that what that they sit in the community and they listen to our phone calls. But yet, well, if you eavesdrop on them, they will charge you with a crime. Right? I understand that people in power, where you find the most corruption is amongst those who are in power. Where you find the most drug dealers, the most pedophiles, the most domestic violence abusers, all of the things that they put on people in the society, you will find the greatest number of them in the government, on the predator police force, in the military, because these are institutions in which they will always cover up a lot of the crimes. Okay, always understand that, and also by having us as black people, without any sort of political power to where we can institute what they institute, right? So they are an occupying force in the community that we live in, but it's not our community because we don't own majority of the real estate in this community. We don't own and operate the majority of the stores. So that is why they can engage in displacement theory, right? That's what they're doing to the Palestinians, and I was talking about that too, right? About how that if they can get us to become silent about the genocide of the Palestinians, right? What else are they going to get us to be quiet about? Our own destruction, right? When they decide to do the same thing to us, right? See, we tend to always want to believe, right? But they may believe in their religion and their God, right? But what else do they do, right? What else do they do? When you look at, again, if you go and you read how white people got so rich in America, you will see it is the murder, the theft, the pillaging, the burning of black towns, right? In which black people were building a sustainable economic future for themselves and their descendants, and white people destroy all of that. Then on top of that, bad food, right, in our communities, right? We have all this obesity issues, particularly with our women. And so we die younger while they live longer. So when we're younger and we're working hard, when it's time for us to retire, we're either dead, right? And those who are left to actually get on Social Security, they die within a few years. Whereas white people reap the benefit from the hard work of black people through the Social Security system. This is what they don't tell you. This is what they don't tell you. So when I talk about I would rather know than believe, because if we know as a people, then we will do something about it. But as long as we believe, we're not going to do anything except for wait for some Jesus to return in order to save us. When we can save ourselves, they're saving themselves. They're not waiting for their Messiah to return. The Mashiach, that's what they call them. They're not waiting for that individual to return to save them. Right? White people are not waiting for Jesus to come and save them. Right? But we are, because we are the boo-boo the clowns. We are the Dans. Right? Not me particular, but those who still believe in this religion. Right? And I call them dumbass nigga parents. That's what it is, Dans. And the reason why I say that, because we tend to, because we have a certain job, a certain position, we tend to become single-minded, narrow-minded. Right? We tend to not look at other black people who may not be as fortunate, and we want to consider ourselves highly blessed. Right? When it should be, you should be respected for the field that you're in. There's certain fields that you're in that demands the respect, and you should get the respect. Right? But when they're telling other people, well, God favors me and this and that. So what happened to the people that believe in the same God that you believe in? God don't favor them. So God took the time to just only bless you and favor you. What about those wealthy white people who have more wealth than you? All you have is money, right? But they have wealth. When you get around them, do you say, God favored me more than you? I don't think so. So I want you to understand the mindset of the religious believers, because they will always think that they're better than the next person or the person next to them who may not have as much as they have, when that person is a better person than them. Right? Your house, your car don't make you better. Right? Being a good person is your mindset. Through action, not words. Learn that. All right? So, also, as I was doing my video outside, I was talking, and the New York Predator Department again was using their sirens, and I always tell them, I say, fuck you, New York Predator Department. Okay, I have a disdain for you, because what you have done to me, what you have done to others, what you continue to do to us, that's right. And as long as you continue to do it, I will always have a deep seated disdain for y'all. Right? And again, I'm not speaking to all within the New York Police Department because we know that there are a few good cops. So the few good cops, that's what I'm talking to. To the rest, they can, you know what? Okay? So, talk to you guys in the next video.